I'm Swarna Lakshmi Bhairi, and I'm basically from Andhra Pradesh, and I completed my MBA in co-marketing. That is where my passion lies. So I love marketing a lot. So that is why I've taken both my major and minor specializations as marketing. Till the age of 25, you can do a lot of experimentations in your life. And when you reach the age of 25, you should have a little bit of clarity, at least, the roots of where you want to be.
Welcome to Changemakers by ABPS. Today we are joined by Swarna Lakshmi, a dynamic brand strategist and a business consultant from the MBA Core Marketing with roots in HR and a passion for creative strategy. Swarna's journey spans corporate wear innovation, sustainability research, and marketing leadership. Get ready for insights, inspiration, and entrepreneurial wisdom from a true change maker. Hi, I welcome you to Changemakers by ABPS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today.
Thank you so much, Neeta, for inviting me. I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful to my college, ABBS, and also to you for considering me and inviting me to share my views, to have a little bit of chit chat with you. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
All right, so before getting into the actual conversation, would you mind letting us know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do?
Yeah, so coming to introducing myself, I'm Swarna Lakshmi Bhairi, and I am basically from Andhra Pradesh, and I completed my MBA in co-marketing. That is where my passion lies. So I love marketing a lot. So that is why I've taken both my major and minor specializations as marketing. Interesting point is I come from a human resource management background. So I have done my bachelor's degree in human resources, and from that I strategically shifted to marketing, I would say. And right now I have become a full-time marketing professional who is dirtying her hands in brand strategy, event management, building brands from scratch. So yeah, that's all about me.
So, what inspired you to pursue a career in marketing, especially having a background in HR?
Yeah, so it is a very funny story that has happened with me. So basically, my goal was to become a chef. I wanted to pursue my bachelor's degree in hotel management. I love cooking. You don't know how much I love cooking. But things didn't work out, and then my mom came in to the scene, and she started suggesting me different career options. And one of the options she has suggested me is like, if you can't become a chef and if you can't cook, why don't you become someone who could hire them and then build your own empire out of it. So I found it very interesting. So that is how I pursued my bachelor's in business administration, and I've taken specialization in human resources because at that time I wanted to deal with people a lot. I love to speak with people. When I started getting this idea of, let's just do masters, and why I have chosen that is because I wanted to know what I could do and where my passion lies. How long can I, walk on this path if I'm choosing that? So I didn't know what to do. I was just like 20-year-old. How can I, decide that this is a career path I want to go throughout my life, like 30, 40 years. So that is why first I took MBA. I joined ABBS. First 1 year, I was a little bit laid back and I'm trying out different options, like which one would work. We had different clubs like finance club, then we have martech club, then entrepreneurship development cell, all this. So I'm actively participating in all the events, and then slowly I developed this passion towards marketing because rather than dealing with people, I wanted to deal with them in a different way, creating something different that would make them feel excited about their life. So that is how, and also my marketing professor, Mr. Rajesh, he has inspired me a lot. The way he, gives lectures about marketing, the theories, they have interested me always. So that is how I've ventured into marketing. I've taken marketing as a major specialization. And then when I came to the fourth semester, I felt like I can't go to any other specialization other than marketing. So let's stay in marketing forever. So that is how I've ventured into marketing, and now I am trying out different things in marketing, learning ins and outs of it. So that's the whole story of me venturing into marketing.
Right. That's a very beautiful advice your mom gave. And so far, what I have heard from people, this is the most beautiful message, advice, motivation, what you can call. And I would also like to give this similar kind of advice to my daughter one day as well.
Sure, you should. I believe you will definitely.
Yeah. So you have worked on almost every aspect of marketing. Let's say like starting from event management to brand strategy. So I would like to know like which is that role that has actually challenged you and why?
This is a very, I would say, I'm going to give a very diplomatic answer for it.
Yeah.
Because whatever you choose, you just name it Anita in marketing or in any other field, there
Mhm.
are going to be, challenges that you have to face, and you would feel uncomfortable in different kind of spaces. But because you're not familiar with it, if you know about
Yeah.
it, why would you feel uncomfortable or you feel challenging about it? So that's one point. And one more thing is, if you're building a career, so you will definitely be have to face different kind of situations, and in that it's you who have to decide which kind of lens you want to see through. That if you feel like whatever you're doing is very tiring for you, then you're going to put up a problematic lens, that this is a problem,
Yeah.
I have to solve it, I can't solve it. You will be in that loophole forever. If you feel like, okay, it's tough, but still let's take it as a challenge, and that is how you excel in your career, and you do something better that you think you couldn't do it. So if you specifically ask me which area of marketing I have operated in has challenged me the most, it's event management. Oh my
Mhm.
god, it's like my first time that I've been doing this event management, and I have learned a lot in that. It will never go as you have planned, even though if you prepare for the worst scenario possible, still things won't go your way, and at that point you should know how to handle it. And
Yeah.
after completion, post completion, you shouldn't blame yourself for whatever has happened, because there is always variables present in every kind of scenario.
Right.
Event management is something very difficult to do, and kudos to all those who do this. I mean, it's very hectic and I can't take it, but still I love to do it because it challenges me a lot, and I
Right.
love challenges. One more area I have it challenged me is
Mhm.
brand strategy,
Okay.
because you see every brand wants to stand out,
Yes.
and it's like out of the box thinking, what they call it as. It is
Mhm.
overhyped and also underused. Finding that edge for every brand that you're working and making sure that it is staying apart is something you have to do on a daily basis if you are dealing with this brand strategy. And it has challenged me a lot, and you don't know how hard it was for me to figure out things, because I love to build meaningful brands from scratch,
Yeah.
and finding that knack is a bit difficult, but I did it with whatever projects I'm working on, and I also have got a lot of help from my seniors and with whomsoever I've been working. So that's a blessing I've got. So yeah, these are the two areas I felt like I've learned a lot and I have experimented a lot, and I'm ready to give those lessons to whoever is going to come and learn from me. Yeah.
And also, something interesting we have found about you. So, you have founded one company called as Snug. So, what exactly sparked you to get into that space to create comfortable corporate wear?
There is an interesting story behind this, how
Mhm.
the whole concept of Snug has rolled out. So I have my other friend, his name is Tarun Kumar. He is an amazing person that I've met during my MBA. He is my batchmate and also very good friend of mine. We have always been, speaking about clubs. We used to speak about what we could do, what kind of events we could do, and in those conversations we have also established a club different club called debate boards. It is, basically we train the students in terms of debating, how better they can, improve their
Yeah.
debating skills, negotiation skills, and then communication in the end. So he has helped me a lot in establishing that club. After that, we have taken different paths, and I've been, working in Creator, one of the companies that I've worked in the past. And then suddenly I got a call from him one day saying that, Swarna, I want to establish a fashion brand. And I was like, okay, that's good. What do you want to do with it? And he was like, Swarna, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I want to build a fashion brand for especially urban professionals. And I want to bring a different kind of style for the Indian market. And then we started having conversations, iterating on the idea, that the initial ideas that he has brought up, and slowly that has transformed into a brand name called Snug. So the two messages which we are going to give from this brand is, one, being comfortable should be your top priority when it comes to being confident.
Yeah.
So confidence and comfort can go together in this fashion world. It's not like if you want to feel confident, you won't be comfortable with what you're wearing. So that is the kind of ideology that we wanted to bring into this concept. And right now we are going through a very intense transformational phase for the brand. And soon you will be hearing about it. Very soon. It's going to make a huge noise in the market. Please stay tuned to it. Yeah.
So at Creator, your first company, you managed cross-functional teams and also led marketing projects. So how did you stay creative while being strategic as well?
Okay. Creativity and creator. You can connect it together. If you connect it together, you would know something is common in that. And that is
Yeah.
creativity. Because Creator was a startup that has been founded by two crazy creative people that I've ever met in my life. And they have had 11 plus years of experience in creative industry. They are one is an industrial designer, Megha Satish, and the other one was in a very good experienced graphic designer. So what happened is Creator basically is for designers of all disciplines, and their aim was to build a community platform for them, so that they could exchange ideas, work on the projects, creative projects, and learn from each other. So that was the basic idea. So now a non-creative person have to go and work for them and create something creative for them. You see the complexity of this situation. I was like, I have never been that creative. So I never knew I can be creative until and unless I went there and I started literally using my brain, while, ideating, conceptualizing different events for them, what kind of topics we could talk about. While doing all that, I understood that, okay, Swarna, you have a creative side in you. It's just that you have never used it. And
Right.
thankfully, I have been living surrounded by these creative minds that will give me 10 ideas in just 1 hour. And that is very creative. Sometimes I used to feel very exhausted because the kind of ideas they give me are out of the world. And when you see in the real world, sometimes you have to understand as a person who has to, implement them. You have to know which ones are in real you could implement and which ones you can't. So I have become a dam for them to, regularize the flow of their ideas. And
Right.
also, I would be taking those ideas, and for each idea, I used to break it down into small tasks and pieces. And I used to check for which one I could make it better and strategize it. So
Right.
creativity is something, it is already there in the air of Creator. All I have to do is strategizing it to implement these ideas. So that's
Absolutely.
all I did. Yeah, so that's all I did, and I had a lot of fun in the whole period of working with Creator. I had a lot of fun, met a lot of creative people. I used to sit with them, talk with them, whatever events we used to do. I used to go to the event participants and speak with them, have conversations with them. Then I understood that these people designers are very chill,
Yeah.
and got to know that the relationship between a marketer and a designer is going to be, very love and hate relationship. Yeah, because whatever
That's
I do,
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, because whatever we do, it will the world can see it through their designs, right?
It's actually the conflict between two creative minds. So marketing, somewhere you have that creative mind, and designers, of course, they are creative. So
Yeah,
that conflict happens. And also it's a complete cycle, what I believe. When you strategize something, that means you know that thing from in and out. And when I think that creative thinking also come up.
right, very true.
Yeah. So, yes, another thing I got to know about you that you have published research paper on sustainability and customer retention. So, how do you balance academic thinking with real world marketing?
Seems like you have done your research from your end.
Yes.
Very good. Though, yeah, I have published a few research papers, and it has been a quite a ride for me because I have gone through a little bit of, I would say, I would never, what do you call it as? I would never address my problems as problems. I would always address them as challenges, because if I see it as a problem, then it is a big problem for me.
Yeah.
If I see it as a challenge, then I would be coming with this, why can't I do it kind of attitude. So basically, if you see, there are a lot of students who don't want to actually interested. They are not actually interested in writing these research papers, or either they are not interested, or they would think that at least for academics I will do it.
Yeah.
So they have this kind of mindset, but for me it's completely different, because when I have decided that I want to get into marketing, because of my professors, especially Jeevratna ma'am, and then we had very intelligent, brilliant professors, faculty in ABB, who have made me understand that if you want to get into marketing, you first understand the theory of it, what has happened in the past, learn some history, then you would know in the real world where you will be able to, play your role, and at what level you can do it. So that's what I would say for every student I have met, or I would be meeting in future as well, that first get your facts right. Understand theory first. If you don't know about a term called marketing, how do you think you can call yourself as a marketer after 2 years? Because you don't know anything about it. Your all your seniors, whoever is working in your company that have given interview and got selected for some particular role in marketing, they would be knowing all these terms. They have been working for like years, and you are here who is not giving much attention to your theory, academics, and you want to excel in that role. That's not possible in reality. So, academics will help you get a bird's eye view of what is there in the industry, what has happened. And if you go with this particular knowledge into the market, then you will get a zooming in. You will be zoomed in to the market, and you will understand, okay, at this particular cube, or at this particular content piece, or you can take it as example of a spec ad or something, you will understand, okay, at this part I can focus on the consumer behavior or the psychological patterns of my target audience, and you will do a little bit of research on that. You will get some insights and put it out there. That is when you will get the kind of results you are expecting.
Right.
And in the end, Neeta, it's all about, how much passionate you are about towards whatever, you're dreaming or you're pursuing. Because it's not only the responsibility of others to teach you, it is also your responsibility to teach yourself and grow in your career. Because it's all about you at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Yes. Even by starting your journey also, it's all about you. Others are external factors, but what is internal is all you. So you only can help yourself. That's what. Yes. What are some tools and platforms that have been game changer in your digital marketing journey?
Okay.
These are
I would say,
secrets, though. These are secrets. This might be like secrets for you, but then I would like you to reveal some at least.
okay. Usually I don't gatekeep, when it comes to teaching something for people. I will gatekeep only things, that I'm working on. That's it. So it's like, too much TMI I'm giving here. The tools which I love, right? There is one tool specifically I love a lot. It's not just for digital marketing. It is for anyone across different industries, wherever you are operating. If you are in a very strategic position, or you want to get into a strategic position, or you want to plan something, there is this one tool that has helped me a lot. It has literally taken out that chaos from my thoughts. So there is this tool called a platform called Miroboard, Miro. So what they do is you can create mind maps, or you could create charts, you could create flow chart, any diagrams that needs a flow or clarity about your plans, or you could schedule something, you could create timelines for your project, you can track your progress. So it is not like it is an AI, it is more like a platform for you to build something. It is a
Right.
manual thing. We'll also to have templates for you, for beginners, but for me, I don't use templates. I build my everything by myself, and whenever I'm planning something or strategizing something, it has helped me like anything. That is one platform I strongly recommend for those who are in this particular area. And the other tool I would say is, because I mostly also work on the brand narratives, so I do a lot of content writing as well. There is this platform called Cloud AI, CLAUD AI. So that has been a game changer for me. Initially, I didn't like it, but these days they have improved their platform in a very game changing way. And the way it writes content, Nita, oh my god, I fall in love with that. If you see, there are other GPTs that people have designed, but for that you need a lot of, you have to create a lot of prompt, and it is, you have to iterate on it, on whatever the GPT has been, giving you as output. But when it comes to Cloud AI, it is like you give it a very clear idea of what you want, and it will give you a very better quality content compared to other GPTs. So these are the two tools I would strongly suggest for someone who is operating in marketing to go
Right.
with, for beginners, advanced, or intermediate, whatever level they are in.
Right. So, what would be your advice to the young change makers who would like to do something or start something in marketing space?
A very tough question for me. Yeah, in marketing space, I would answer it in a very generic way, because I just don't want to say this to someone who wants to start their career or be in marketing. It is for everyone across disciplines.
Yeah.
What I would say is, it's now or never. At the age, you see, you have reached 20 and you're pursuing your MBA or whatever career. You may be even become an employee for a company. Till the age of 25, you can do a lot of experimentations in your life. You can have fun, a lot of fun, but you should also learn how to figure out things. And when you reach the age of 25, you should have a little bit of clarity, at least, the roots of where you want to be. Like, I want to build my career in this particular area, and you should have that confidence, even though it is after 10 years, even though the world is crashing or the industry is crashing, this is the space I want to live in and breathe out. So that is one advice I would give them. And one more advice I would give them is, there is this quote that I came across recently that says, if the success price is too high for you, then wait till you get the bill from regret. You see the intensity of that particular quote.
Right.
It has beaten a reality out of me. I was like so intrigued by that quote, because if it's like, if you are not doing this now, if that fear is making you not do that thing, then ultimately you are going to lose your face in front of the mirror, because you haven't done anything, and you haven't made something out of your life. There is nothing
Yeah.
meaningful for you. So what I would strongly suggest for them is, if you have something or something is intriguing you, go and do it, even if you are afraid of it. If you're afraid of it, then it means you have come out of your comfort zone, and you're doing something that is out of your routine, and that is what takes you to places you haven't even imagined. And while you're doing this, you will start getting that self-doubt, that demons in your brain will eat you up, But for that, there is only one answer. That is, I have always followed this in my entire career and in my entire student life, that there is nothing to compare and nothing to compete in this world. It's just you against you.
Right.
Yeah, it is like you're fighting with your old self. The present self of yours is fighting with the old self to make a better future for your future self.
It was really an insightful conversation, and thank you so much for joining us in today and letting us know in and out of marketing, and also inspiring a lot of students who will be watching it. So thank you so much for joining us in today.
Thank you so much, Nita, for the opportunity. I can't thank you and my institution enough to reaching out to me and giving me a platform to, speak my heart out and giving a message to all the younger generations. As a 25-year-old, I feel a privilege, this like a privilege that I've done something meaningful. Thank you so much. And the questions were really, really, intrigued me, that which is why I was able to speak my heart out. So thank you to you as well.